And it's update time again in GTA Online, and we're starting this week with this, the Gauntlet Classic. And we're starting with this because this is based on my favourite muscle car of all time, and that is the 70s Challenger. Now, it's not on sale this week, but it is the LS Car Meet prize ride, and it's a ridiculously easy challenge. You have to finish top 5 for 2 days to win this absolutely fabulous thing. And if you follow my guide on how to win the prize ride using the drag racers, you'll have this in no time. And it really is worth it. I fell in love with this car the first time I saw it, and that was in my favourite terrible film, which is Drive, which has got everything you want from a bad film. You know, it's got bulletproof tables, it's got over elaborate punches, it's got unrealistic villains.
You have become one festering boil on my ass, Turbo Drive.
Lots of power landings, more unrealistic villains, a bit of karaoke, and a 1973 Dodge Challenger in red. But that's not the one that we're reviewing today. Today, we're going to review this. Because if you can pick yourself up the Gauntlet Classic this week, you can wheel that thing down to Benny's and apply a custom upgrade which turns it into this thing of beauty, which is still based on the Gauntlet, but this in real life is much closer to the Dodge Daytona. It also, I guess depending on how you customise it, you could probably also make it look like a Superbird, but it's definitely more Daytona than Superbird. And it's just, I mean, just look at it. It's fabulous. These things are as ridiculous as they are wonderful. And that carries across into how it drives in the game, because, again, I've got to be honest with you, this is a bad car. This is not a good car. The handling is relatively dreadful. Considering the size of the wing, it's actually impressive how little downforce it manages to generate. It has no grip. I suppose at least the handling is fairly predictable because it's a little bit wallowy. That makes it a little bit more controllable, but no. In terms of does it drive well, no, it does not. But does it look good while you're crashing? Absolutely. This is probably my favourite Benny's vehicle, and there are a couple of Benny's vehicles available this week. In fact, this week was a bit of a surprise. When I first saw the list of cars that we were getting this week, I was a little bit disappointed. But the more I've looked into it, the more I'm happy with the selection we've got, because I've got quite a lot to go at this week for you. There aren't any traditionally brilliant cars in there, but there's some really unusual stuff that I think has been overlooked over the years. So I'm going to have some good reviews coming out for you this week. Just a quick rundown of what we've got this week. We have got the Comet Safari on offer, but do not buy that. It is a brilliant car, but we are fairly confident, in fact if you watch Subscribe for Taco's video, fairly confident that this is actually going to be a claimable car from the salvage yard robbery at some time in November or December. So unless you're absolutely desperate for it, I would say don't buy that one, because you're going to get it for free fairly soon anyway. There's the Warrener HKR, which is on offer, which is a pretty cool thing. Not a brilliant car, but it looks cool. You've got the Super Diamond, which at 50% off, this thing's 125 grand. I mean, yeah, it's not brilliant, but it's kind of cool in its own sort of way. And 125 grand, you know what, you can get that just for doing the normal time trial. One of my favourites is on offer. The Vamos is on offer at 298,000. Fabulous car. Love that thing. All the Halloween vehicles are still on offer this week, so if you want to have a look at those, there's a video on those over here. The podium wheel vehicle is the Sugoi, and then down to the ones that hopefully I'm going to be able to get reviews of all of these done. You've got the Ardent, which is one of the best replicas in the game. This thing looks absolutely stunning. You've got the XA21, which is a very much slept on supercar that makes a fabulous sound. Obviously the Gauntlet you can pick up from the LS Car Meet. The Dinka Jester, this is another one that I'm going to re-review. I've already done that review. I love that car, so I'm going to do another one for you. That's 120 grand that's going to be, and for that sort of money it's an absolute must. It's a great drive. It's one of the original cars from the game, but it just drives so well, makes a great sound as well. The Tropos Rally is going to be on offer this week as well. That's a good one to pick up because we are heading towards winter, and that's not a bad car to use in the snow. And then last, and do you know what, absolutely least, we've got the Weevil, which I'm not that enamoured with. However, there is some stuff you can do to the Weevil to make it less awful, so we'll cover that one later as well. But back to this one, and we're just about up to the top speed test. So as we just get around this corner, for those of you that are new to the channel, for those of you that aren't, I apologise for explaining this again, but for those of you that are new, the top speed test runs from here, and this is a section of track that I've measured that is exactly 1 mile long. So I go down this section as quickly as I possibly can, time it, do a little bit of simple maths, and that gives you an achievable top speed. But what I'm more interested in is making sure it's an achievable top speed through traffic, not a theoretical one, something that you can actually hit. And the finish line is up here underneath this sign just to the side of these silos, and here's the time it managed to do, and there's the top speed. So back to the car. What do we think? Is this worth buying? I say buying, you don't need to buy it. Winning? Absolutely yes. It's one of the easiest challenges you're ever going to get. Top 5 for 2 days running. All you've got to do is turn up. I've very rarely see a drag race with more than 4 people in, if ever. Actually, can you even have a drag race with more than 4 people in? I'm not sure. So provided that you finish within, I believe it's about 10 seconds of whoever finishes first, you're gonna get your top 5 placement. Do that for 2 days running. It'll be a minute's work on each day, and for that you get one of the coolest looking muscle cars ever made that you can wheel into Benny's and turn into the second coolest muscle car ever made. So it's a win-win. Here's the time this one managed to do, and here's where it sits on the lapboard. So thanks again for watching. I'm going to have quite a few coming out for you this week, so hopefully I'll catch you later in the week. Everyone take care of yourselves, be kind to yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.